guys, it's me and Shanti again, Princess Beauty. It's funny, I've been seeing these videos all over YouTube, and it's about ghosting, and it really pushes ghost everyone. That's how you glow up, to disappear on everyone and start your life over and live your life in secret, move in silence. And honestly, that is not beneficial for everyone. It's not beneficial for you to ghost the negative and the positive people in your life and live a life of isolation and to grow. Because sometimes, a lot of the times, you need people, especially healthy people in your lives, healthy relationships, healthy friendships, healthy communication, in order for you to grow and be the person you need to be. When you isolate, and you have a tendency to go against common sense. And I'm a biblical person, and I like to think of this verse right here, and I put it here. But this verse I always think about. I think about my most isolating moments in my life, and it was very self-centered. And that's what I feel like the world pushes today. That's what I feel like people push, is to be a self-centered person. Now, I'm not saying don't be focused on yourself to a point where you're giving yourself to others completely and you completely forget about yourself. That's not what I'm saying, because you need an amount of self-reflection. You need an amount of time to yourself to get to know you, your beliefs, what you believe in, what you want to grow, what you want to do. So that's important, that you have time to yourself. You're not always out the house. You're not always at a kickback. You're not always at a party. You're not always in somebody's face. You're not always. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that disappearing on everyone you know might not be the healthiest option. Sometimes what everyone says, what the crowd is doing, what everyone is doing may not be is best for you. You have to be different in that way. If you know that you have people in your life that are really for you, that are inspiring to you, they're encouraging you, that are good for you, why would you ghost them? Why would you just disappear? And I understand you go through really terrible times in your life where you just want to be alone. I'm not talking about that moment in life where you just want to be by yourself. I understand it completely. But I'm saying for you to go months on end, for you to go a year, 2 years on end to just be by yourself is very self-centered. There are people in your life, they encourage you and they need you in their life as well. Even if you're not a form of encouragement, they love you so much. Just your presence. Listen to me. Just your presence is enough for them. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that you have people in your life that loves being around you and that don't mind pouring into you, because them pouring into you does something for them, because they love you. That's love. And for you to throw away that love or dissipate all the thoughts that you have towards them, disregard it because of what you're going through, it is rather selfish, even in the lowest moments of your life. Even you going through something that's completely terrible, finance, poverty, a loss of a loved one. I understand how that grief can be so heavy on you. And I'm not saying be self-sacrificing in that grief to a point where it messes with you mentally. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you tear yourself away from those who love you and encourage you and inspire you and motivate you, you may honestly get worse. You may become worse of a person that you ever think that you will become, because you push the ones who you love away. So in the end, it's not about ghosting. It's about being particular on who you keep in your life and who is of value to your self-growth, to you moving forward, to your motivation. And I talked about something, I'm on Lemonade, and I'll post my Lemonade right here. I talked about something, and it kind of in line in what I'm talking about here. It was, I did a post, and it was like, you don't need more friends, you need therapy, right? And so sometimes a lot of people will latch on to other people thinking that this is what I need. No, you may need some self-reflection. You may need therapy. And I'm not doubting that. But what I'm saying is that you disregarding or throwing away people in your life who love you, who you know is for you because you're going through something, is not the healthiest thing for you to do, period. The ghosting thing, honestly, it's not beneficial. The isolation is not beneficial to you. It's not. You think of individuals that's in prison right now. And usually they're in prison with a cellmate, but some people, if they're in prison with a cellmate, if they do bad, where do they go, right? You think of it in movies. Where do they go in the hole. They go in the hole. And when they go in the hole, and I'll put a picture here to give some like thought to what I'm saying, but it's a small box with some bars and no windows, and they're isolated. They're isolated. Isolation is a punishment. And there have been plenty of people that say they've been in their hole and it almost drove them crazy because of the isolation, because they're not communicating with other people, because they're not having a moment where they could talk to someone, or how's the coffee, or because they're not laughing at a joke, because literally they're not having that that interaction, that everyday interaction, that it literally drives them crazy. And guess what happens when they go in that hole? Usually after they go in that hole and they put back in what they call it population, they never want to go back there again, because it's like, no, I don't want to be at a place where I'm not talking to anyone. I don't want you to put yourself in a hole. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I feel like is pushed on social media. That's why I feel like it's pushed on YouTube. Ghost everyone, ghost away, disappear, become your best self. But sometimes becoming your best self doesn't mean getting away from the people who love you the most. Now, if you're living a lifestyle, and there's some of you out there that was like, well, I don't have anybody in my life that is encouraging to me. I don't have anybody that uplifts me. I don't have anybody that motivates me. I hate home, or my family isn't it. When people say ghost, they mean don't talk to anyone, cut off everyone. But guess what? If you don't have anyone in your life that's motivating to you, there are different options. There's different groups, online groups, free activities that you can meet people, like-minded people, just to have some form of interaction and communication, guys. So on this channel, I really just want to be open and vocal and really just like share the mindset, a positive mindset, that sometimes what you're reading online, or sometimes what you're looking at online on social media is pushing, is not necessarily what's healthy for you. It's not necessarily what's healthy for you, Angela, you, David, you, John, you, Benny, whoever's looking at this. It may not be healthy for you in particular. It may have been healthy for another person. It may work for another person. They come back, they have a new body, But if you ghost, let's say hypothetically for 6 months or a year, what friendship are you coming back to when you think about it? You can't truly have friends coming back or disappearing on someone. That means if you ghost someone, if you disappeared on someone, right? Did you really care about what happened to them the year you were gone? Do you care about the loved ones they lost, the losses they had in their lives financially? Anything is going to, can you really truly say you care about someone if you disappeared on them? You can't. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a different mindset, a new way of thinking when it comes to that. I'm against, ghosting. I'm against completely disappearing on my loved ones, the people in my life who's beneficial. And I hope I change your mindset. But hey, I'm a human being. I easily could be wrong. You tell me what your thinking is when it comes to ghosting people, or how did you fare with disappearing of people in your lives, and was it beneficial to you? Don't forget to like this video. I love you guys. I hope you like this subject, and I will see you next time.